Welcome to the Live Tap Podcast. I'm your host, Damian Trailer, and today I have DJ Mattis and Nathan Jacome tapping in with me. Welcome to the show, DJ and Nathan.
Having me.
What's up?
And what's going on with y'all boys, man? You know, starting getting about to the tail end of the school year, man.
Yeah, almost done. Fall semester. Just chilling.
Y'all boys ready for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'm ready to eat. Boy.
Oh, me, I'm ready to eat. What y'all favorite Thanksgiving dishes?
I'm more of a stuffing guy.
Stuffing?
Yeah.
You know I gotta say mac and cheese, gang.
Mac and cheese. I mean, that's valid, bro. I'm a mac and cheese guy myself, but I like candy yams. I'm not gonna lie to you. But can you guys tell me your major, class, and what sport you guys play?
All right, yeah. I'll go first. I'm double majoring in accounting and management. I'm a sophomore, and I play soccer.
And I'm a majoring in exercise science with a focus in athletic training. I'm a junior, and I play soccer.
Are those majors hard for y'all, like being athletes, or?
Double majoring, it's a little more challenging, but the classes overlap. So I think accounting is a little harder, and it's not as enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
But balancing it, you just gotta find ways to balance it.
I'd say for me it's kind of hard just because, like, being a health science major, you miss a lot of those, like, labs and seeing, like, stuff in person when it comes to, like, seeing examples of, like, how you wrap things or, like, just doing tests, like blood pressure tests. You're not really getting that, like, eye test to see, like, how do you do these things. You mostly have to learn these things, like, through reading or looking at a video. You're not really getting to do, like, hands-on stuff. So it becomes kind of hard, but if you, like, put in the time to go to the classes, like go to the labs outside of class time, you kind of have to catch up, but it's pretty easy to balance.
Understandable. I mean, I'm a sports comm major, man. I ain't even had class today. But DJ, y'all both were recently awarded, some awards. But DJ, I'm gonna start with you first. You were recently selected to the All CCS second team.
Yes, sir.
This year. Congratulations on that accomplishment. How you feel about that?
I think it was pretty good. Just last year, I kind of had this chip on my shoulder just because it was kind of my first season transferring from a different school.
Yeah.
And I was kind of upset that I wasn't, like, mentioned on anything, honorable mention or anything, thinking that I had a pretty good season, especially because I felt like I was one of the better defenders in the conference. And so just coming into this season, it was something that I really was, like, trying to strive for, just to kind of be acknowledged, just because I do feel like I'm one of the better players in the conference.
And Nathan, you were recently awarded the Academic All-District Honors from the College Sports Communicators.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that accomplishment.
Appreciate it. I like that they give a reward for academics. That balancing.
Yeah.
It shows that they see it's challenging to do that. But yeah, it's a good reward. Happy to get it.
Yeah, man. Congratulations to y'all boys on that. But on to the sports questions. How do y'all juggle the student-athlete lifestyle?
Planning. Literally, all I can say is planning. Just, making sure that you're staying on top of your work just before it's done. Like, you don't want to wait till you're on the bus trying to do work in the middle of nowhere where the internet's not working, and then you're having to email your teachers trying to, like, catch up on stuff when you could just get ahead of it and then already be done with it. So just making sure that you have your days planned out and have your work planned out. And then also, just staying, like, in good communication with your teacher, so then whenever there is those moments where you feel like, you can't finish it before you travel, just so like, you kind of have that grace where you're not trying to, like, beg to let them, like, for them to let you submit something. And so just staying ahead of things, that would be my thing.
Yeah, make sure not to procrastinate. That's something I struggle with.
Yeah.
But planning helps with that. Just don't procrastinate.
What makes soccer more challenging for y'all as athletes than other sports? Because I know y'all be...
Ooh.
Yeah, man. Y'all boys supposedly be doing a lot of running, and other sports I be talking to, they don't do as much as y'all do, or
I personally
y'all
think
don't do as
it's
much
the
as them.
most athletic, but that's a whole different convo. I think physically it's challenging, mentally it's challenging, just overall. it works your whole body, not just the legs. Yeah, overall, I think it's more challenging. Yeah.
I think the thing with us is just like in football, you know, like, because I played football in high school, it's like you'll be tired throughout the game. Like, as the game goes on, you get tired. But you kind of have, like, those breaks. Like, if you're playing offense, like, defense comes on, you kind of have that break. Yeah. But, like, with soccer, it's like it's constant. And you don't really get that grace to be like, okay, like, let me get a breather right here. It's just, like, nonstop, just like that. And the only time that you get a break is halftime, which is 15 minutes. And then, like, when the ball goes out or somebody gets fouled. And so just, like, being able to keep that same intensity that you had the first 5 minutes of the game when you're 90 minutes, or even if you go to overtime, you're at 110 minutes into the game and you're still having to, like, have that same expectation of playing how you did when you weren't tired. And I think that's kind of the thing that makes it harder than other sports.
What made y'all fall in love with the sport of soccer?
For me, so my dad played professional when I was little. Okay. And so, to be honest, I honestly didn't like playing soccer at all when I was little. I was more of a football, basketball kid. And as I got a little older, I would say like 5th grade, 6th grade, I started to realize that I was just like I was a little better than everybody else in my age group. And so I started practicing with the high school when I was in 5th grade. It was when I was living in Italy. And it kind of just made me like, I don't know, it kind of gave me this like sense of like, hey, like this is something I'm really good at. And then I kind of fell in love with just like certain players around that time. I mean, Patrick Vieira was somebody, he's kind of like, he's kind of built like me. I mean, he's a little bit more muscular, but like just I started looking at like other players that were my height that played the sport, and it kind of made me feel like, dang, like this is something I could do. Especially because I always thought I was a little too tall to be playing. But seeing people like that, and then even now, like seeing like Pogba, he doesn't play right now because of his suspension. But Pogba, Jude, just taller players, it kind of makes me feel like, I don't know, it's just people to look at that I admire a lot, and it really made me fall in love with the sport.
For me, my dad's Hispanic, so that whole side of the family, they love soccer, like it's in their blood. Yeah. And we grew up just watching games. Every Saturday, every Sunday, we watched Premier League games. And I started idolizing those players, like DJ said, certain players that looked more like me or played my position. And I think, like, going out and just being able to kick a ball, like, forget about everything, it just made me fall in love with the sport, honestly. And I continue doing it, and I'm still playing. So, yeah.
Yeah. What made y'all come to Piedmont to play soccer, though?
So for me, I was going to a school called Tougaloo in Mississippi, and it was a pretty bad situation. A lot of the stuff that was promised coming into the program just wasn't there. I was told it was like 30-some people on the roster. I got there, it was like 12, and only 9 of us were eligible. So we were playing games 11v9, and then me and Bobby went to the same high school. And so just like I would always watch his games and stuff, and I just knew like I needed somewhere to transfer like that semester. And so I texted him one day after a game. He texted me back. I was like, hey, like, do you think I could transfer? He was like, yeah. And so I kind of sent an email to Coach Jimmy, and then it kind of just led to me transferring here, and I just been here ever since.
I didn't have plans to play soccer in college. I was planning on going to UGA all throughout high school. And then when that didn't work out, it was around the time, like January, I had a tournament down in Florida for soccer, and Jimmy scouted me and sent an email. I toured the school, and like the stuff he was saying, the values he had, the value this school has, I connected with it, so I decided to commit here and play.
No, that's smooth. All right, man. on to that question. You guys finished this past season with a record of 7-9-2, losing in the first round of the CCS tournament. What are y'all overall thoughts on how the season went for y'all?
I think that we started off really strong, and I think like that's something positive that we can look at. Like just looking back at the season, we did start pretty strong.
I think we had a record, something.
Yeah, y'all started out the season 4-1 in the first 5 games.
Yeah, I think that was like the best record we've had since like 2000, early 2000.
Yeah.
And I think like with that, just looking back at that for like next season, I think that's something that we can like build upon. But I just know like once we got to the middle part of the season, towards the end part of the season, we just dealt with a lot of injuries, like a lot of injuries. And I think that's something that kind of like showed once we got to the playoffs, just because we were having people that hadn't played in weeks or even like a month come back when other teams have had like healthy rosters.
Yeah.
And so with that, and then just we went through like a stretch of just losing games, and I think that kind of broke down a lot of the confidence of the team. We started to see that a little bit, just kind of dealing with, trying to motivate people. Whenever we went down in games, it would kind of feel like it was hopeless.
Yeah.
And so just for that, for next year, I think if we, learn to, deal with adversity a little bit better than we did this year, I think that will be pretty good.
Yeah, because my actual next question was, y'all started the season off 4-1, y'all first 5 games, but ended the season 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, like, what was it specifically?
Well, there are certain things that you can't control, like the injuries, like he's saying.
Yeah.
We just got to look at the stuff that we can, and that's when we start losing, we lose our confidence, like he's saying. And it just, there's momentum goes both ways, right? So if you start winning a lot, that momentum is positive. If you start losing a lot, you get that losing momentum, and it's like, oh, we lost last week, we're going to lose this week. And we just got to find a way to overcome that, especially next season. And, just overcome.
What do y'all feel y'all individually and as a team could have done to win more games this year?
Individually, I would say, like, for me, a big thing was, like, health. I dealt with injuries, like, the first 3 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I, like, went through, like, a pretty bad stretch. I don't know what it was, but first it was I had got turf toe, so then I played half the season on turf toe and still kind of dealing with it now. And then just dealing with knee pain that I hadn't experienced the whole summer. So coming in, it was kind of something that frustrated me, just like, why is it happening now? I spent all this time during the summer just like dealing with injury prevention. Yeah. And then for it to happen, it kind of was something that just like kind of frustrated me. And then as a team, going back to like dealing with injuries, like we dealt with a lot of it, and it ended up making people play positions that they didn't play, or we were having to try things out that we really hadn't practiced for just because people couldn't play due to injuries. And then I'd say just dealing with like depth. I think if we had like a little bit more depth to use, it'd help in the long run, because like we shouldn't have to, move people to positions that they don't play or not know like what the lineup is going to be going into games, just because we don't really have like that depth to be able to have something solidified. And so I just think like working on that next year would be something that'll help us a lot.
What you think, Nathan?
Individually, I would say there's certain times where I let my emotions get the best of that in me.
Yeah.
During the game, I'm very passionate. I don't like losing. I think I ended the season with a handful of yellow cards. But I think just controlling those emotions. I think as a team, I think there's some people that are focused on, like, you should have done this better or you should have done this better. And it's more of just look at yourself first and realize, what can I do? And then contribute that to the overall success of the team, instead of finding somebody and blaming it on someone else.
With you guys being upperclassmen next year, you're going to be a junior, Nathan. DJ, you're going to be a senior. What impact are you guys looking to make next year on the team?
I think for me, just kind of continuing like the impact that I had this year. I don't really like to like per se being this like captain's role, but I do like kind of open up to like the idea of like if underclassmen have questions about anything like you know, what they feel like they should be doing better, or like how certain teams are, like just what I'm thinking, or like how I would play a situation out. I am open to like answering those types of questions. And then just kind of just being there for like the people that do need somebody outside of soccer. Just, you know, I mean, college is a pretty hard transition for some people. And I understand that, since, you know, I came into college when I was 17 and I was 8.5 hours away from home. So I do know that like college is a hard transition for some people. So just being there for, you know, the underclassmen, or even the people in, like even the other upperclassmen that are going to be on the team, just kind of being that support for anybody that needs it on the team.
Yeah, just being older, you just got to be a role model, an example for those that are coming in on the field. It can be just telling them what to do better, or something they can improve on. But yeah, also off the field, you want to be there because you've been through it, and so you can help guide them through what you've been through, and hopefully make that transition easier.
What impact has Coach Steffens had on you individually and y'all as a team this year?
I say individually, like he showed me like it's good to like give chances to people, because like for me, coming in, I kind of had like this real bad, like, I don't know, like I just felt like I wasn't getting the like opportunities that I deserved. One, it started early, like being in high school. I played soccer in South Georgia, so we're kind of, you don't really get a lot of opportunities to like play soccer at the next level. And so with him just allowing me to transfer here, it kind of like really helped with that confidence of like I was wanted to come, because like once I told him I was transferring, it wasn't really like a thing where I had to send him a lot of film or anything like that. He really opened that door for me early. And then even me getting here, he's kind of helped with like the leadership role, because I was kind of quick to anger last year when it came to like giving advice, like people messing up. I was really quick to anger, and he kind of showed me that it's not really okay. It doesn't give like a positive energy to the team to just be like telling somebody like, oh, you're doing this wrong, or like you're doing that wrong, and just like with tone. That's something that he showed me was really important, because like I could be saying the right thing, but if I'm saying it in a way that sounds like condescending, it doesn't really give like a positive impact to the person I'm speaking to. And then as a team, I think just he kind of makes everybody feel like they're like a part of this family on the team. I think that's something that's pretty big, and that's something that he speaks about a lot, just kind of everybody on the team having like a really good relationship with each other, and even like a really good relationship with him when it comes to just coming to him just to talk about anything. He'll let you do it. And then he also just really promotes like, you know, speaking to your teammates, like everybody should kind of be like a friend. It shouldn't just be like, hey, like you're my teammate and that's it. And I think he really like promotes that whenever we go to eat. It's like no phones, like, hey, like you got to spend this time just to speak like with your teammates, like see what's going on with them, what they have going on. And then when like things that are personal are happening with families, like he's always the one to be like, hey, like we should really like look after this person and really like pray over this person, because they have a lot of things going on in their life right now. So I think just he gives like a really positive impact when it comes to like making these relationships with our teammates.
Yeah, I think DJ said it perfectly. On the team aspect, I mean, even at the end of the season, he has individual meetings with every single player and tells them what they can do better. And he really cares for every single one of us on that personal level. And individually, I am grateful that he's given me the opportunity to showcase my level, my skills on the next level in this college basis. So, yeah, I like him as a guy. I like him as a coach. And I'm grateful he's in my life.
Yeah, man, shout out, Coach.
Yeah.
Can y'all boys give me a day in the life as a Piedmont soccer player on a game day? Let's say it's a home game.
Home game. So depending on the days, like if it's a weekend, we normally have to be there. What is it, like an hour before?
Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah, we got to be there an hour and a half before the game. So we just go in there, go in the locker room, have somebody on Ox. It's probably me on Ox, or if somebody beats me to Ox, and I just let them have it. But get on Ox, you know, get the locker room
get
lit.
the vibes right.
Yeah, get the vibes right. Then walk down to the field, warm up, stretch, pass the ball around. You know, still just, you know, getting into like the game, getting in game readiness, and then as it gets closer to game time, probably about 45 minutes, 30 minutes, that's when everybody kind of starts to lock in, and get into that game mode, that game intensity, and then, you know, some of us still cracking a little bit of jokes, just trying to ease the tension a little bit, and then, you know, as it gets to kickoff, just playing and getting the win, and then, you know. Can I talk about the away game experience?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so away games, probably leave around 12-ish, kind of depending on if it's a travel game where we're staying the night. If it's a travel day, we'll leave the day before, get to the hotel, you know, get there, you know, everybody chills, everybody's going to other people's rooms, just joking around, or we'll watch basketball or we watch football. And then, you know, everybody tries to go to sleep at a pretty decent time. Then the next day, we'll wake up. I know when we were in Kentucky, we were going to the mall probably about 3 or 4 hours before game time, going to the mall, and then we'll go eat. We either eat at like Chick-fil-A or Chipotle or Olive Garden, but Olive Garden will be like the day before games.
We'll go
we'll go to
where y'all playing with Olive Garden.
We'll go to Olive Garden like the day before. So everybody kind of eat, and then we'll make it to the school, kind of just chill in the locker room. Basically the same thing that we do at home, listen to music, and then go out, warm up and stuff like that, and then game time.
Yeah, a bunch of, especially on away games, a bunch of team bonding, but they're pretty much similar. We'll have trivia on the bus sometimes when we go away, but I love the away trips. We had a lot this year. Yeah, those are definitely my favorite game days.
You know what? That just reminded me. With y'all having so many away games this year, like, because I mean, shoot, basically. Everybody I didn't interview been like, hey, man, we on the road a lot this year. Yeah. How y'all feel about, like, all the road games y'all had to play this year?
Like I said, I like the aspect of road games. It helps with the team bonding. It helps with creating that family even more. But it's also, like, you're not in your home turf.
Yeah.
So you have to go. You have to play in a field. If you haven't played there before, it's brand new. It's a new environment. And there is, like, certain aspects of the game that is affected by that. But you just have to overcome that, and that's by mentally getting right, physically just looking around, looking at your environment, and then coping to that, and then playing. I'm just playing the way you can, you know, the way you know you can, and gain that confidence to go in that new environment and play and get the win.
For me, I think. As a team, we liked away games way more than home games this year.
I think we won.
Yeah, because in the beginning of the season, we played 5 away games in 7 days?
Yeah.
Y'all boys went 5-3-1 on the way.
Yeah, so I think for us, like, away games were our strong suit.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. No, I'm looking at your record right now. How did y'all win more away games than home games?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, we played the first, like, 8 games away. Or 8 or 9 games away.
Oh, yeah. Columbus, Mississippi, Maryville, Mount Berry, Greensboro. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we played those first games away, and they were really quick. Like, it was back to back to back to back. I think we played, like, seven away games in 14 days or, like, 11 days or something like that.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
And so with dealing with that aspect of it, it got a little tiring just because you were traveling, and then we'll get back at, like, 2, 3 a.m., and then, you know, like with us being D3, they still expect us to, like, go to class the day after. And with me being a health science major, I got a lot of 8 a.m.s, or I have an 8 a.m. every day. And so it became, like, something that was kind of hard for me. But I do love playing away games, just being, like, in the away environment, dealing with people coming to the games. I think a place that, you know, we didn't get to play at this year, but I really love to play at is Covenant, dealing with their environment, just because they have a lot of people that come to the game and they talk
heckling.
Yeah, they be heckling and and I like that aspect of it. And then just being able to wear, like, our black kits. That's another thing I like. I like a lot about playing LA. I like wearing our black kits, and so I really like.
It's surprising because last year it was like the complete opposite, but somehow we flipped that switch. And there are some people on the team that like they thrive when people are against them. Like it pushes them to do even better. And I think DJ is one of those people. But for Covenant, there's definitely some crazy fan bases out there. Definitely not as good as the Mont, but
we gonna see how he thrive in this intramural league this upcoming.
Hey, soccer, the intramural champions.
Yeah, we gonna get it back. Don't worry about it. I got a whole loaded team ready for you. Anyways, if I were to ask a teammate or a coach about y'all as a player or you individual as a player, what would you hope they say?
What I hope, what I think they'd say is that I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm passionate about winning. I'm passionate about playing my best, helping others. I'm not the type of guy. Sometimes I don't show it, but it's more of I'll show it in different ways. Like I don't vocalize it all the time. It's I'll just be there for somebody or help somebody improve, and help myself improve. Because at the end of the day, it's what we're here for. We're here to improve. I think they say I'm passionate. Probably too passionate at times, like I said before. But I hope they think I'm more of a leader as well. I'd like to say I'm more of a leader, just there for anybody whenever they need. And, that's what I would say.
Yeah, and being that teammate, I would say he's really passionate and definitely, like you said, a little too passionate sometimes. It definitely is sometimes where you got to grab him and be like, hey, man, like chill. But, I mean, I love it. I love it as a teammate, just, like, seeing because I think, like, the thing for me that I hope people, like, see is that, like, I'm willing to, put my body on the line to, like, get a win. And, I'm not as vocal when it comes to playing or – it doesn't really seem like I'm passionate because I don't really like scream or yell or kind of like get frustrated openly. But I would hope that like, seeing somebody like Jacome where I get to see like that outwards show of like, hey, like I really want to win this game. It really like gives me something that like, hey, like he's really passionate about it. So I need to just like keep doing what I'm doing. So then, he sees or like anybody else sees that, like I'm actually trying to win. And then another thing, I just hope that like they don't really that they see me as like somebody they can come to talk to, or just like he said, like give advice to whenever they need it.
No, that's real. Speaking of advice and being able to talk to somebody, I'm on to the mental side questions now of the interview. Do you guys feel like mental health is important in the sports world?
Oh, 100%. It just like it makes it. I feel like if your mental health is good, it makes the sport not easier, but
more
it helps.
Fun.
Yeah, it helps in every aspect of loving the sport. It's very important to have a good mental health. If something's bothering you and you step out on that field and you're thinking about that, it's just going to distract you. You're not going to be in the right mindset to play your best and the best that you can. It's going to be a downward spiral. So having a good mental health is definitely going to increase your performance and help with that balance between being an athlete and being a student.
Yeah, basically, like, speaking on, like, adding to what he said, I think it's one of those things where it's, like, if you come out there and you're not having, like, the best day, and you're really looking at, like, hey, like, if I have a good game or if I have a good practice today, that'll fix everything. And then, like, say you don't play good or you practice bad, then it kind of just, like, makes that day worse. And so just, like, coming into – like playing, and if you already have that like good mindset, I think it's just something that you can like build upon instead of relying on it to be like a crutch where it's like, hey, like my day is dependent on how I did at practice or like how I did during this game. And then another thing, like you said, I think it really helps with loving the sport because I feel like a lot of people really get dependent on their performance, and they really look at like their performance as athletes to like decide their value like as a person. And I don't think that should be the case, because once you get into that stretch where every athlete goes through, where they kind of have like that bad stretch of games or then bad stretches of practices, you kind of start to like mentally decline in every aspect because you're just so worried about your value as just an athlete.
Yeah, man, that's real. Has there been a moment throughout you guys' sports career where your mental health was affected by your sport, or if it was something outside that impacted you on the field? If so, how did it impact you?
I haven't really had anything outside that impacted me too much. I'd say there's definitely certain times where I feel like I could have done better, and there's like certain stretches of games where I had bad performances, and it gets to my mental side because I feel like I've gotten better at this, but I feel like previously it's more like soccer is who I am.
Yeah.
But it's not all I am.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to figure that out. So when I thought it was just that's who I am, like I'm a soccer player, like that's why people know me, that's what I do. When I had those bad stretches, it's like, I guess now I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, that's not true. Like there's plenty of other aspects that comes into that. So when I got, it affected my performance, and I think talking to other people, like parents, talking to like my friends, teammates, I even told the coach, like I don't know, like what's up with me. It's just I've had this downward spiral. This was in high school, but I was able to overcome that when I realized that it wasn't just soccer. Like it's not just soccer. Like there's a bunch of other stuff that comes into it, and yeah, it took me a while to figure that out, but I've gotten way better at it. Yeah, for sure.
I think for me, it was my freshman year of college, just when I was going to school in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Like for me, I graduated early, and so I was really, really young. I was 17, and just being like really, really far away from my parents and just like family in general. It was something that was really hard for me, especially because I wasn't in an ideal situation at all for any kid to just be like sent out to. And so just like trying to find motivation to want to play, knowing that I was going into games that I wasn't going to win just because we were playing 9v11.
Yeah.
It was something that was like, it was hard for me to keep motivation because I didn't really know where my career was going to go. Just because I didn't think that I'd be able to transfer somewhere, especially because the school I was at, we didn't really have film. And so to get film, I was having to text players from other teams that I had no idea like who they were. I just played against them one time, and like my future, like my ableness to get film was based off of like if they decided to send me the film link or not.
Oh,
and so
what?
Yeah, bro, like it was rough. Like I was asking kids that I didn't know for film, or like we'll be playing in a game, and I'd like try to just like talk to somebody during the game, just so then like it would kind of like warm up like just a little bit of a relationship, just so then like after the game I could be like, hey, like, you know, could you send me the film? And so then just like it would be times where like I would play like small schools. Like we played a community college one time, and it's like I'm at a 4-year school, and I got community college kids telling me I need to transfer to the school, and it's like, you know, it just became like a thing just because like it wasn't really much I could do. I was 17, so it's like I couldn't really do things that like my teammates were doing. And then it would be times where like I'd be sick and I needed to go to the doctor, and I'd have to get somebody to take me to the doctor just because I couldn't go by myself. And so it was just like a lot of things that built up to that, and it kind of messed up my mental health just because like I was trying to transfer, but like my parents weren't really open to me transferring at first. And so that became a thing where I felt like I didn't want to talk to them. I didn't talk to my dad for like a couple, like that whole semester.
Mm-hmm.
And then like my mom, me and her were getting into it a lot about me transferring. And it kind of became a thing where like I didn't even want to play anymore if it meant that I had to be at that school. And so like it definitely was a time where I was like, hey, like I don't even want to play soccer anymore. Until I was able to transfer. And then when I got here, it kind of made things better just because like I knew somebody on the team, and then it was a pretty good environment, and I was closer to home.
Oh, bro, that's real. How did y'all overcome that verse? I mean, Nathan, you already kind of answered it, but like,
yeah,
how did you like overcome the verse?
I feel like just have to vocalize it, because if you keep it in, it's just gonna build.
Yeah. And
just vocalizing it, or finding other passions in life, whether it's something simple as listening to music or just taking a walk, like express those emotions don't keep them in and just find other ways to just let them out?
For me, it was just God. I'm not gonna lie. That's like something I wouldn't say that I never took it serious, but it wasn't something I took as serious until I really felt like I had no other outlet. And just like praying and just like keeping that faith that like the stuff that I was going through when I was there at my other school was like just like a lesson to be learned, and that like it was something that I really needed to go through. And I kind of see that now with like me being here. I'll have like old teammates that were here that have transferred out now, but they're kind of complaining about like the situation that they're in, like here at Piedmont, where it's like it's more of a thing where it's like it's stuff that they can control instead of things that like where I was going through that I couldn't control. Like I got thrown into a situation that I didn't know was the situation. And so it kind of just makes me look at like this a lot more positively, especially like when it comes to like you know, looking at like things that I think about like coach or like even about the team and my teammates or even about like our record. Like I know like our record wasn't that good. It was 7-9-2. I mean, before I transferred here, I literally lost every single game that I played. I lost every single game, and it was like, you know, it was pretty hard. And so just God, like I think that God got me to where I am now, and it built that relationship to where it is today, where I really think like, I mean, it could definitely improve, but it's definitely at the best place it's been since in my life. So,
do you guys think your sport has helped shape or grow you as a person?
Yeah, for sure. I think it definitely has in multiple ways. Just mentally, it's helped me escape, like I said before, like I can just go out and just kick a ball and just not think about anything. Like it's like my way of escaping. But it's also, like it's put me in high stress environments, and whether that's like certain games that it's a must win, like I'm put in that stress environment, and that helps with other aspects like grades, school, relationships, like when you're in that stress environment, how to deal with it, how to stay calm, not be nervous or not confident, like have that confidence. So soccer has definitely helped me with many aspects of my life. I love the sport, I still do, and that's why I'm still playing.
I think that like it's definitely helped and like brought a lot of things in my life. I'd probably say like all my closest friends are people that I met playing my sport, and even like other connections I've made, I think have been through playing my sport. And so even with that aspect, and then like him just being in like stress environments where it's like, hey, like this is a must win, and then you know you can kind of translate that to other things, whether that be, you know, your schoolwork where you're like, hey, like, you know, I got a 85 right now. If I need to, you know, lock in, study, make like a 90 on this test, like it kind of helps with that. And then like even with relationships and being in those like stress situations with that, it kind of just helps, like, you know, keeping your cool and just like bringing, you know, the sports side of like, hey, like, you know, I need to not be stressed, and just bringing that to the real life situations. I think it translates really well.
Oh man, shoot. That's what's up. I mean, that's the end of the mental side questions, but we're on to the burner questions now.
Okay.
My first question is, did y'all have any offers? And if so, what schools were they coming out of high school?
Like I said, I wasn't looking for it. Also didn't really have much help. So the schools that came to me, I had 3 total. One was Piedmont.
Right.
And then there's a school called New England College.
New England?
Up in
Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's way up north, far away from home. I was like, nah. I'd rather be closer to family, but still far away. It's not too close.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Lynn University in Florida. That was a Division II. I think, I don't know, it just didn't seem like the right fit. It was like in the city.
Ooh.
Like farther away from family, not too far. Florida, I'm not really a hot weather type of guy.
Yeah.
So Florida wasn't really an option. So I decided to come here.
I know hurricane season on y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. For real. Cut that. How about you, DJ?
So I think I had 5. I had 5 offers. So one was West Point, the military college. I wasn't joining the military. That was my thing. Like, I mean, because like at first I had this like grand scheme, like, hey, like I'm gonna go to West Point, then I'm gonna like transfer after like the first season. Yeah. But then the thing with me was like I didn't want to cut my hair when I was young. Like now, if it was me now, I probably wouldn't care too much about cutting my hair just to go for like 1 semester, like 2 semesters. Yeah. But I wasn't joining the military back then. And then I had Knox College in Illinois, Colby College in Massachusetts, I think, and Tougaloo, which was a school I ended up going to. Was that 4 or 5? I think that was.
That was about 4.
I think that was 4. But so yeah, those are my offers coming in, and like he said, I didn't really have that much help getting recruited. Just being in South Georgia, that was like another thing that was kind of hard, just because like why come all the way to South Georgia to recruit one kid when I could go to a tournament in Atlanta and recruit 100 at one like complex. So. Yeah. That just was something that was hard for me, getting coaches to come to games or even getting them to even email back as soon as they seen I was from South Georgia, because it's like, why waste my time and resources on this kid when I could just find a kid in Atlanta. So,
yeah, man. Say y'all coming back from a long road trip on the road, and coach say y'all got sprints when y'all get back, but don't give y'all a reason as to why. What or who do you think the reason may be for? And if it is somebody, jokingly wise.
It's probably going to be DJ. It's probably going to be DJ. DJ has his own opinions, and I like it because he sticks to his opinions. I think there was one practice where it got a little out of hand. But, I mean, it shows that he cares for the game. I think Coach was saying, like, this happened, and DJ was like, nah, this happened. And I think we ended up running for that, too.
Yeah, we ended up running.
Buddy runs, like the worst running that possible. But, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be DJ.
Yeah, I'd probably say it would probably be me. Just because, like, I don't know what it is, but me and Coach Jimmy argue a lot. I don't know why, but, like, I mean, it's never, like, anything personal. Like, we never, like, it's never been, like, a time where we've argued and then it's just, like, I didn't play. Because, I mean, I think he knows, like, I'm just really passionate. And the same thing with him. I just think that, like, he's really passionate about it, too. So we do get into, like, those, like, where we kind of argue about things. Because, like, even outside of that, like, it was another time we argued at a practice where it's, like, we were working, like, passing patterns or, like, working through the midfield. And I was like standing somewhere trying to receive the ball, and he like stopped the whole practice. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was just like, "You just want me to run away?" And we argued for like a little minute about that. And so it would probably end up being me.
I mean, shoot. My next question is, who's the most wild or funny person on the team, and do you have an appropriate story?
For me, it would probably be Jack. So like Jack's not funny. Like he doesn't say funny stuff. It's just like either the things that he says or the things that he does that makes him funny. And then like another thing that adds to it is like he looks like one of our old teammates that transferred to Kennesaw, Justin. And so it's just like it was the second game we were playing some team and we were doing something and he like came to the sideline and he's like, "Coach, like this isn't working." Like he's like, "I don't know why you subbed me out. Like this isn't working." And so then we ended up scoring like maybe like 5 minutes after that, and then like Coach like looks at him and he's like, "See, like he just listened to me." And then like the next day they got into it again, and then they had like this little talk like at some bench or whatever. But it's not really like things that he says. It's just more like things that he does that makes sense.
It's like unintentional.
Yeah, it's unintentional.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Favorite music artist, current or all time?
You can go.
Current?
Yeah.
Right now it's definitely Future.
Okay. Pluto Ski.
Pluto Ski.
Tight.
I used to ask DJ to play on the aux in the locker room all the time. That or Travis Scott, Fiend.
Travis Scott.
But no, Pluto Ski was Future definitely currently is my favorite artist. All time is a little tricky. I have to think about that one, to be honest. I have to think about that one.
All time, I got Jermaine Lamar Cole.
J.
Cole.
I don't know, bro. He was running, bro. I thought he was ducking that smoke.
Man, he wasn't ducking, man. But currently, on like if we say I got a lot of currents currently. If we do the past 4 days, we got Boston and D-Lo. I've been bumping Boston. I was listening to Boston and D-Lo on the way here, but Boston and D-Lo like the past like 3 or 4 days, I've been killing it. And then
I've been on Boston too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'd say, Drake, Gunna. I listen to a lot of Drake, a lot of Gunna too. Yeah. I think, that's probably like those are my current artists.
No, that's smooth. If y'all could travel anywhere in the world, where y'all traveling to?
I'm going probably Spain.
Spain?
I think something on my bucket list is to like actually watch a real professional soccer game. Okay. And they have like good leagues over there in Spain or England. So it'd be one of those two. And I think Spain, like the architecture was what I heard is good. So definitely somewhere in Spain. No, and the food too.
That's smooth.
Dang, this is pretty hard. I'll say, I don't know. I've been everywhere I feel like I want to go.
Wait, hold on. You said you lived in France or something like that?
Italy. I lived in Italy, Japan.
You lived in Japan?
Yeah, I lived in Okinawa. I was born in Germany. I went to Dubai this summer.
Oh my God,
that's smooth. That's smooth.
And then like my family from the Caribbean, so like I go there a lot. So it's not really any place that I feel like I. Oh, actually, dang, what is it called? Let me look this up right quick. I know my mom went there and I wanted to go.
Cause a little spot I wanted to go to is Belize.
Okay. Oh, that's Belize. Yeah,
Belize was yours too?
Yeah, my mom went to Belize for her birthday, and she was like that we could go back. It was so lit. Like the stuff she was showing me, I want to go to Belize so bad.
Yeah, it's nice out there. Man, I know, man. All right. If you go into a gas station for snacks, you get up 3 items. What y'all walking out with?
Airhead bites.
Smooth.
Dill pickle, sunflower seeds,
all right, that's
and either a cherry Coke or blue Powerade.
Okay.
I'm an Oreo guy.
Yeah.
I love Oreos. After game snack, definitely Oreos. They have cranberry Sprite slushy. I'm taking that. That just came out too. Third one.
Never heard that one.
I might get a little lotto ticket, a little scratch off, test my luck.
Yo, gig, what?
Hey, you never know. One day.
Hey, bro. I ain't not gonna lie though. Jacome, like you seem like one of them type of people who like win a lottery and just be like type shit.
Yeah. I hope one day.
If you're stranded on an island, what 3 things you making sure you got with you?
Can you bring other people? Nah, like items.
I mean, that you gonna have 2 things left over.
Yeah, true.
I want a saltwater to freshwater converter.
Whoa, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, it just filter out saltwater.
Tight.
Then I want some flares.
Okay.
And then if I say tool, can I say tools like the?
Yeah. Say you got a tool kit.
Yeah, tool kit.
Okay.
I was gonna say my phone, but I realized there's no Wi-Fi or anything. Shoot, probably a boat.
A boat. Okay.
And some gas.
Gas.
And then get out of there. Oh, another one. One.
Yeah, I mean, gas. That's 2.
Oreos.
Oreos?
Yep. Boat. Gas.
You gonna get no flares or something?
Bro, I'm getting out of there. Oh, flares is smart.
Yeah, what do
flares
you see, like an airplane?
All right, we can no gas. We keep the Oreos and get some flares.
How you gonna wait? No gas?
Wait.
Yeah, how you gonna
use the boat?
Unless you like got some
paddles?
unless the boat got paddles that come with it.
All right.
You gotta
keep the gas.
You gotta do gas, boat,
gas,
flares.
boat, and flares. There we go.
He really didn't want to take them Oreos. Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming on the pod. But my last question to y'all is, if you could look back and give your younger self advice, what would it be?
I have no regrets. I think everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I think every hardship that I faced, it was in God's mind a lesson for me to learn. So I just tell them, keep being you, keep doing what you love. Because at the end of the day, if you don't love what you're doing, then there's no point in doing it.
Yeah. I definitely got some stuff for my younger self. My first one would be stay away from that girl that you met. You'll see it in your high school. then my second thing of advice would be, man, that hair could grow back, bro. Cut that off, bro. Cut your hair off and go to that military school and then transfer. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, saying like him, I think everything I've been through at this point has, like, been a lesson that I needed to learn. It's definitely, like, helped me, like, become who I am now. Like, I'm grateful for, like, where I'm at and the people that I've met coming here or even that I've met, like, from other places. Yeah, so I just, you know, same track, but I still stand by them two things of advice that I give my younger self.
Y'all boys funny, man. Also, before I end the pod, man, I started this at Sale. Before I even started, why didn't you become a navigator this year?
Dude, I missed the deadline to interview for the navigator, but I'll definitely do it this year so I can be next year.
You got to, bro.
Because she keeps reminding me, like,
yeah,
make sure not miss the deadline again. So I'll definitely be doing it this year.
Yeah, bro. I'm running it back too this year. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully we get a better little campus. But
yeah.
Before I end the pod, man, can I get a let's be great today from y'all boys?
All right.
I'm gonna do a countdown for y'all.
What we doing?
Let's be
great today.
Oh, okay.
Let's be great today. Okay.
All right, bet. 3, 2, 1.
Let's be great today.
I appreciate y'all boys coming on the pod, man. Well, Live Chat family, unfortunately, this is my last episode of the first semester. I got to lock in for finals, but I will continue to put out great content next semester, but I'll be back with freshman episodes, and I got way more people coming on, man. I got school ADs, I got coaches, I got even more athletes, man, so y'all stay tuned next semester, man. Like I said, let's be great today.
Let's go.